Welcome back to the Wiccan Forum. I'm Manny. We're back for part 2. We were actually in the middle of speaking about the witch children of Africa, where we had a little bit of camera trouble. But we're back now. So, to continue?
Honestly, I don't really remember what point I was making, but it was probably a good point.
That we were back to the burning times almost.
Yes. And how suspected
It's actually
witches
worse than
are
it was
treated.
in the burning times.
I don't ever, and you know, these pictures on this website is so god awful that this kid is sitting in the middle of the side of the street. He doesn't look like he has anything, and it's just pathetic. It's just like, I don't understand it, how we can, as a society, get to a point like this. These kids aren't controlling these futures, but it's all because of whether or not the older people in their tribes or older people in their society believes that this is what they're doing. And this is absolutely ridiculous. And there is a movie, hello, stop, by far, it's called The End of the Wicked. Okay, and it says, by far the most provocative and influential film in this genre.
While he's reading that, I also want to mention that it's not just about their society and the beliefs. There's actually also a lot of people over there who are using this towards their advantage for monetary purposes, such as somebody saying, you know, something happened to you, or your child is a witch child, I'll take care of it for so and so much dollars. And there's a lot of people out there in that area of the world, in Nigeria, that are taking advantage of this situation and doing things like that as well, which is also a shame, because it's a sad day, and it's kind of unimaginable that people would want to exploit children like that.
Well, everybody exploits children
to a certain extent.
To a certain extent. I shouldn't say everybody, I'm sorry.
Some people.
Most people exploit children. Look at the child prostitution. Look at child pornography. Look at now this. Come on. Everything's about the almighty dollar.
Exactly.
As long as you have people paying for that, you're going to still have this.
Of course.
And look at what Salem did in the witch trials. If you didn't like somebody, oh, they put a spell on me, or if they have a cat, or if they're left-handed, or if they have red hair, or if they look at you the wrong way, oh, you're a witch.
And they allowed spectral evidence in court, so I could essentially say you were in my house in the midnight hour.
Well, they didn't have the CSI as we do now. Like, they weren't investigating anything, so...
They just took your word for it, and
they made you pay your room and board in jail.
Exactly.
And if you couldn't pay, they kept you there longer, so you had to pay more.
It's just a disgrace that they're living like this, so...
It is. But, I mean, if anybody wants any further information and is interested to read about anything else, again, the website is steppingstonesnigeria.org.
Yes.
Now,
okay.
Your article?
Now, Steve, you found out this article. It's a psychic wins execution reprieve. Please tell us
This
about
was
it.
in Sunday's Record. Apparently in Saudi Arabia, if you get accused of witchcraft, they can behead you. The last known execution, I don't mean to laugh, the last known execution for witchcraft was the 2007 beheading of an Egyptian pharmacist who was found guilty of casting spells in an attempt to separate a married couple. So if they accuse you of witchcraft, essentially, again, we've gone back to the burning times.
So wait, let me get this straight. They're chopping your head off in Saudi Arabia if you're a witch. They're burning you in acid in Nigeria. They were hanging you in Salem. Like, seriously, what the hell?
The charges are often vague, covering anything from fortune-telling to astrology to making charms and talismans believed to bring love, health, or pregnancy. Saudi judges cite Quranic verses forbidding witchcraft, but such practices remain popular as folk tradition.
Oh, that's good.
So essentially, they gave him a reprieve, but he's still in jail. And his wife says, of course, she is happy about the reprieve because a house without a man is worth nothing. But I can understand she's worried for her husband's life. But it's just amazing to think that in other countries you can accuse someone of practicing witchcraft and just have them essentially murdered.
I will say this over and over again. I'm glad to live in the United States because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
It is a shame, but they did also mention in the article that he was shown on television as using...
Yeah, because he did it on a television show,
exactly,
a talk show
like
or something.
people had called in and he'd given them advice and done readings and such like that over the phone, and that's why they have accused him of this, and that's why they went through all that. So,
very good point. I'd forgotten that.
that's all right.
Okay, on a different subject, you found an article about Mormons soften their language on gays.
Yes, I did. I found this article the other day, and I guess every few years the Mormons release a book. I don't know if it's amongst themselves or it's for the public towards everybody, but it's a book of their policies called the Church Handbook of Instructions, and it's used by the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this new edition that was publicly revealed this past Saturday, November 13th, they've actually lightened up the, I guess you would say, treatment towards the homosexual Mormon population. Before this update, there was, I guess it was kind of like it's not allowed at all, and if you had told anybody that you were having these same-sex feelings, they were saying, okay, well, you need to go to a disciplinary council and taking care of it, and they could kick you out of the Mormon religion and all kinds of stuff like that. But now they're actually not doing that anymore, to the point where they're actually trying to help you, and as long as you are as they say in the article, a celibate gay Mormon, they'll still send you out to have callings and church assignments and participation in temple rituals and stuff like that. So, I mean, while it's not a step in
The correct...
it's a step in the correct direction, but it's not,
It's not really
way?
a proper step.
exactly.
Why can't anybody, any religion, just accept people for who they are and not care who they're sleeping with?
There
Like,
is
it
one
just-
religion that
well,
believes
besides
that way,
Wicca.
Wicca.
Like, it just baffles me. We're all in the same place. It's just where we are. I don't understand it.
To me, I always thought that religion was supposed to teach you to love all, accept all. And it's like, as you learn more and more and more, sometimes it's about the exact opposite of that. It teaches you that, you can love all and accept all as long as they're not this or this or this or this. And it's contradictory and it's hypocritical. How could you sit there and say you can love A as long as they don't have B, C, D, and E affecting them? That makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Essentially, they're putting you in little boxes, little categories, and saying it's okay to do this, but it's not okay to do that. So that's
Exactly.
a ridiculous concept all of itself.
My question was, you were Muslim also.
Yes.
What do they believe in as gays? How do they treat gays?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure at all. I never actually sat down to take the time to look up that subject.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Good to go. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the Wiccan Forum.